Good evening. I'm here in my car. I just needed to make a quick chat about 3i Atlas. Obviously, it's traveling like a comet, like an asteroid or a meteor or anything like that, right? It's outgassing a bunch of stuff, but it has the sunward facing tail. Like I said before, this isn't a video for noobs altogether, okay? So, in playing around with the alien spacecraft hypothesis, we've seen that the forward-facing comet, the sunward-facing cometary tail, has just thrown mass amounts of debris towards the sun. Okay? Tons of it. Which happens to be in the trajectory of Earth, but we have enough time that it's not going to be an issue, supposedly, right? I messaged Abby Loeb and they replied to me with the December 19th article. Our satellites are within the magnetosphere, so they're safe, in a way. AI says that the only satellites that might be at risk are GPS and communication, which just doesn't make sense if the satellites are within the magnetosphere. I mean, that is the only, I would say that is the biggest concern once we go through whatever remnant of debris from 3i Atlas had left in our area or thrown toward our area intentionally, right? But we did lose a Mars satellite, right? I think that one did not have the protection, and that one actually did get hit by the debris from 3i Atlas. That's my assertion of that. We'll see. We'll see if there's any updates on that satellite. So, and of course, and following the narrative of this being a spaceship, besides its behavior, besides its photo, besides the plumes and everything that make it look like a spaceship. I said earlier in the previous video that my belief that there was part of a core of a planet where there would be magma, which could actually separate the iron from the nickel, and that's the reason why it has a high nickel concentration, because it's the hardest part of a planet would be a core that has cooled, and it would have the separation. While we do that industrially, it's basically heat. Some of our nickel rich mining is around asteroids where they've landed, which is another reason why that makes you wonder why they call this a comet, right? Because of its composition is more nickel, so it looks more like an asteroid in a way. So now the question is Jupiter. Now it is within the gonna go through the hill, I think is what they call it, but it's going too fast. It would need to decrease its speed by 10% and be directed toward the edge of the atmosphere, the closest possible point to Jupiter, for Jupiter to actually capture it, because it's going the 69 kilometers and it's 60 kilometers around that region. But because it's all the way at the furthest edge, it needs to, from now to March the 16th, according to AI, right? because I'm asking AI to do the science for me with a bunch of questions. This takes me about 6 hours to navigate through these questions to get my answers. But it was after I read the article on Avi Loeb that I understood that, okay, the satellites are kind of safe. What are we looking at? Okay, let me go back to the alien spaceship theory, because this is the fun part, right? So it has to, I might get this number wrong, 277 megatons of energy on its forward-looking thrust to slow down before March the 16th. Okay? For it to be captured by Jupiter. All right. I think it's just ask your AI how many megatons of energy does the biggest rocket that we have used to launch up, and I think it's like 2 megatons or 1 megaton, something really, really low. So just imagine 277 rockets taking off at the same time, and AI says that it has to sustain that energy thrust for the next 77 days to be able to slow down enough to be able to be captured by Jupiter. Now, remember, there's more than one comet out there. There's about 17 comets out there. If you go to the Skywatch comets, you just type in a comet 3D model, and you can see all the comets that are floating around our solar system. They're the smaller ones and everything. Right now, I think that we're going under a little bit of silence in regards to interstellar bodies that might be heading our way because of 3i Atlas and the focus on this. On here on YouTube, the biggest concern right now is the asteroid Apophis, which is supposed to gonna come extremely close to us, which when you look at it, it might actually be like a city destroyer on its size. But it's supposedly gonna miss it, but we're wondering if it's gonna go through like the keyhole, which it might make it come back around in 2030 something, 33 or 35, and actually hit us. But comet parentheses, right? 3i Atlas offers us this entire different line of picture, making it the most difficult target that we could actually counteract, and giving us enough of a model for us to be able to guesstimate or design a planetary defense system, and for us to be able to create better satellites, better observational systems all across Earth, one in Hawaii, Russia, China, wherever, you name it. Give us 5 more looking up, right? Just like the one over there in Chile. So there's that. I gotta go to work. Stay tuned for the next joke.